in the finals of the light heavyweight championship tournament here on Supercard. Hello, everyone. Greg Johnson along with Scott Hudson, Joe Pedicino, and Bonnie Blackstone will join us just a little bit later. But in the Global Wrestling Federation, exciting times. It's time for the finals.
That's absolutely correct, Craig. 3 men will meet in the ring to toss the coin. 1 man will receive a bye into the true finals. The other 2 will wrestle each other with the winner to face the man who drew the bye. Complicated as it is, it's the fair way to do it when you start out with 24 wrestlers.
Let's talk about the 3 finalists, starting first with Jerry Lynn, the man last to make it into the finals, but a lot of people think he might be a favorite after getting by John Tatum.
Well, that is certainly no small feat, and I will not pardon the pun there. Jerry Lynn, a great victory over John Tatum. Jerry Lynn coming in along with Steve Simpson and the Lightning Kid. They are the 3 finalists. Jerry Lynn may have the edge going in.
Steve Simpson bringing in the South African wrestling techniques that not many North American wrestlers are used to, let alone have seen.
That's exactly right. Steve Simpson, well-versed in the African, the South African, to be more specific, version of the light heavyweight competition. May be a detriment, may be a benefit for Steve Simpson in his match.
The Lightning Kid, brash, lithe, and I gotta say something, he does know how to move in the ring.
He certainly does, and I really hate that because he's such a great wrestler, but the attitude, the arrogance, and he's not somebody you would look at and think arrogance. He's almost looks like a kid. He's a little-looking guy, but he can really move in that ring. These are 3 great junior heavyweights.
Bonnie Blackstone will have the fans' question and an answer. We'll also hear all the news from Joe Pedicino. Plus, we're going to recap you and show you how we got to the finals here in the Global Wrestling Federation Light Heavyweight Championship Tournament. So stay tuned. The Light Heavyweight Champion will be crowned by the end of this hour, so you don't want to miss a minute of the action. It all starts next. Is getting the best of Robinson. Oh, tried to go for the backdrop. Robinson tried to fight out of it. Chaz still got him over top. Comes down with the elbow. And Chaz picks up Robinson. That might be a mistake. Chaz, obviously it wasn't.
He's really winded in there, Craig. You can tell that both of these men really spent physically into these hot television lights.
He goes up to the top. Could be the chastiser. Oh, no. Got him with the flying drop kick off the top rope. Count of 3 by Rick Manning, and Chaz will move on in the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner. Count of 2. Some places that's called the dragonfly suplex.
Absolutely.
Into the ropes goes Bubba Fangman. The Kid misses with a clothesline. Comes back with a spinning leg kick. Rolls him over in the half Nelson. Count of 1, count of 2. But Fangman gets the shoulder. No, count of 3. I thought Fangman might have gotten the shoulder up, but O'Brien's hand does come down to the mat, and the Lightning Kid goes out. I don't know how sensitive.
No offense taken.
Blackheart trying to take a little bit out of the chest of the handsome stranger. Oh, pretty kick by the stranger, who once again is feeling the effects of the shots to the midsection. Tries one of his own. Locks in the side headlock. Sets him up for a suplex. No, this stranger is going to send this man to the showers.
Oh, boy.
By now, they're best friends. Evans. Reversal by Rip Rogers. Gets him set up. The hustle. Rip Rogers, a man stuck in the 70s, loves to do the hustle, and this dance is over. Global Wrestling fans, the winner of the match, Rip Rogers. When Rogers puts the hustle on you, you can say goodnight.
I'll take care of anybody because the boss said.
Getting to his feet, that's to take one of the limbs away, which Simpson does there. Now, with one bad wheel, Simpson going to work, goes in. Monkey flip. Simpson now moves his way to the outside of the ring. Up to the top rope. The high floor from South Africa. Cross body block. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. Steve Simpson Thompson will advance.
And look at the Iceman begging off of the exotic Adrian Street. He'll have none of it. He takes the action right back to him, but don't count the Iceman out here. He's been around too long to beg off and really mean it. I don't think that was sincere.
Right now, Street going to work. And Street thrown over the top. And Street will get the victory. Obviously, Bandolero taking every shortcut he can.
Brian Adias noticeably thinner than the last time we saw him here in the Global Wrestling Federation. He has lost a lot of weight. He's got himself in great physical condition. Wanted to meet the weight requirements for the light heavyweight division. Went just a few pounds lower than that. Met it with no problem, and he's a better wrestler at the lighter weight, Craig. He certainly can float over, carry himself. There's 2 and 3. Brian Adias, just as we're talking about the stamina and the quickness, he gets the victory over El Bandolero.
Davis getting set for the suplex, gets it. Mike Davis, I believe, thinks this one is over. But you're not going to pin a man with a cover like that. Don't have to be an intelligent wrestling fan to know that one. And now, gets him set up. Could it be? Yes. Legomatic. Right down to the back.
Wow.
Of Gonzalez. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. No doubt about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Mike Davis.
Okay, well, I couldn't buy 227, 226. That's okay.
Christopher Love, the man who manages the ladies tag team champions in the LPWA,
Right.
apparently has figured out a way to bring in the man he's calling Hot Body. Is that what he said?
That's what they call him, the hot body.
Well, there goes the bell, and there's the roll-up. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Not quick enough for a count of 3 by Sean O'Brien. These two men, we really haven't seen what you call a maybe non-kosher move in the match so far.
Very much a scientific match.
Daniels waiting for his prey, so to speak. Rolls him up, small package, count of 1, count of 2, count of 3, he got him.
Good move. He thinks this is the end of Terry Garvin. Watch Kenny the Stinger from the top rope.
The Stinger's going to come down, but misses. Kenny the Stinger went for the splash off the top rope. Garvin out of the way. And look at the look on Jerry Garvin. Sets him up. Oh, spins the DDT. Locks the leg, holds it tight, and gets the win. Kicked in the midsection once, now twice. 3 times by John Tatum. Germany shaking his head as though he'd like to get a second win and perhaps has it.
Chris Germany now coming back against John Tatum. Tatum sends him in, and this is a great sequence here, and there's the experience. Tatum, and I don't know what that is.
I know what that is. Pounce.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the win by John Tatum.
And the Lightning Kid better remember something here, Craig. This is a tournament. He better not be worried about the punishment he inflicts on Chance. He's got to win the match or he's out of the tournament.
That spinning kick may put him on his way. Picks him up. This is called the lightning strike. Right down. Severe thunderstorm warning is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, the Lightning Kid.
Rasta the Voodoo Man escorted away very quickly. While the handsome stranger trying to get his wits about him. Has him up for the suplex, locks it in. 1, 2, 3. The handsome stranger gets the count of 3 and gets the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match.
This is a European-style tournament. Thus, you have 3 finalists instead of 2. Both of these men would like nothing better than to be in that final round. Right now, it looks like Mike Davis may be well on his way if Brian Adias can't mount the comeback. Adias, well-versed in track at the University of Texas at Arlington, runs a lap around the ring, trying to get out of that predicament, and Manning didn't see. Was that a count of 3 or not? Yes, a count of 3. You can count along with the fans on this one.
Look at Tatum here.
That's a very large change. I don't know if he's trying to hide much there. Garvin able to block it. Garvin follows him in, but right into that right hand, loaded with a steel chain. He hides it. Tatum lays across. Oh, he gets it. Using the chain, Tatum gets the win.
Terry Daniels, Jerry Lynn, 2 good mat workers. Something you don't see too much in wrestling anymore, Craig.
The hammerlock being applied. Now Daniels allows Lynn to get back up. In the corner they go. Daniels would like very much to get into the next round. Going for the upper hand. Missed with that move.
Oh, boy.
Lynn goes up to the top rope. Daniels makes his way up. Lynn comes flying. Cross body block. Catches him. Locks the leg. Count of 1, count of 2, count of 3. Jerry Lynn will advance.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Street apparently thinks he may have some leverage here by putting the legs on top of the shoulders, but Simpson able to turn it to his advantage until Street comes away with the arm, rolls over, gets the advantage, and slips it into a hammerlock.
Just excellent counter chain wrestling here by Adrian Street.
The Bulldog, but that may have hurt Street as much as it hurt Simpson, as apparently Simpson's head went into the ribs of exotic Adrian Street. Fans have not seen this kind of wrestling action and really don't quite know how to take it here. And exotic Adrian Street apparently has been injured. The bell is rung. And your winner will be Steve Simpson.
What is this guy's story? Rasta the Voodoo Man still making his presence felt outside. This is strange, Craig, a strange situation. Rasta, not a light heavyweight, not by any stretch of the imagination, unless it's Christopher Love, but that's a different story altogether. But nonetheless, here in the Global Dome, standing at ringside during this semifinal event.
Power slam by the stranger. Count of 1, count of 2, almost a count of 3. The handsome stranger caught the Lightning Kid in midair. Stranger sends the Kid. High back drop. The Lightning Kid comes down on the small of the back. The handsome stranger with a kick. The handsome stranger trying to become the first finalist. Drop kick. Sends the Lightning Kid down to the canvas. The handsome stranger eyes the Voodoo Man.
And Stranger better keep his mind in the ring, as the Lightning Kid is not a beaten man just yet. Stranger may be spending too much time checking out Rasta.
Count of 2. As the handsome stranger has the Lightning Kid in a bad way here. Picks him up, sets him down. Goes up, drops the elbow down. The handsome stranger, to the delight of the ladies, may have this one well in hand. Up to the top rope goes the stranger. The stranger waiting for the Lightning Kid to get up. What happened? All of a sudden, the handsome stranger falls down. Leaving an opening for the Lightning Kid. Rasta the Buderman makes an escape.
What in the world?
What happened?
What in the world is going on, Craig?
There's some sort of mist or dust or something. Handsome stranger loses to the Lightning Kid, who will go on. The stranger saying there's something wrong with his side.
Lightning Kid.
Simpson rolls up Davis, and Davis may have been looking for some help there.
Absolutely. He is adjusting, is Mike Davis. Now, Steve Simpson, also a tag team wrestler, along with his brother Sean Simpson. Both very accomplished light heavyweights.
I understand Sean Simpson entered the tournament but could not make it due to an illness. So, Steve Simpson carrying the family banner into this light heavyweight championship tournament of the Global Wrestling Federation.
Craig, we had many, many, many applications that came to the championship committee and the competition committee at the Global Wrestling Federation corporate offices in Barcelona, Spain. And they did select Sean Simpson to enter this tournament. However, if you've ever been to a wrestling match and bought a program and you saw at the bottom it says card subject to change, that's what we're talking about. Sean Simpson was set, ready to go in this tournament, fell ill with what I think was the flu or pneumonia or something like that. Really in pretty bad shape, not on the verge of death or anything, but certainly couldn't get into the ring and wrestle. That card was subject to change, and Sean Simpson wasn't in the tournament.
Mike Davis taking the advantage here. Sean's brother Steve using the top rope as he has done many times in this tournament, whether it was to Victor Gonzalez or Brian Diaz. Simpson trying to catch his breath. Davis with his second right. Powerful right hands now moving over to the left. Double axe handle to the upper back. Simpson set into the ropes. Elbow by Mike Davis. Mike Davis with the advantage after Simpson had tried to wear him down early in the match.
And you can hear those punches there. Mike Davis really laying it on the back of Steve Simpson. You could hear those things all the way up here where we are, Craig. That's gotta hurt.
It looked like he was going to go for a chop there. Instead went with a closed fist. Sends him over into the other corner. Tries for the splash. Nobody home there. Clothesline.
Beautiful.
By Steve Simpson. The man from South Africa climbs to the top rope. Sets up on the perch and comes down on Davis. Count of one, count of two. That's three.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Steve Simpson.
Tatum thinks he has this one won, as you could see as he strolls over towards Jerry Lynn. Using the white middle strand of rope to his advantage. Tatum sends Lynn into the ropes. Leapfrog by Lynn. Oh, my.
Boy. Tatum caught him with that clothesline after a pretty good leapfrog there by Jerry Lynn to avoid the backdrop, but Tatum was waiting and leveled him.
That one would have dropped into the gap in left center field as hard as he was hit. Into the ropes. Tatum misses that time. Lynn comes back with a drop kick. Tatum tried to push it away, but no pushing away that one. Jerry Lynn fired up. Kicks into the sternum. Lynn goes up. Monkey flips Tatum out of the corner. Tatum sprawling. Lynn follows him in. Reversal by Tatum. Reversal by Lynn. And into the corner he hits referee Sean O'Brien. O'Brien may have been better. Oh, night! The referee, he was super kicked by John Tatum. appreciate that if you were an official.
Look at the glassy look in Sean O'Brien's eyes, Craig.
Look at the perplexed look in John Tatum's eyes.
Oh, my
He
goodness.
can't get a 3 count if there's no referee to count it.
Do they address this in the rule book? Sean O'Brien just leveled. Now here.
Here's another official, James Beard, in to check on Sean O'Brien.
He calls for the bell. Now, what's the decision
here? James Beard saw it from the back, he said, and gives Jerry Lynn the victory. Tatum goes after Lynn, but it won't do any good. Jerry Lynn goes to the final. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the important coin toss that will determine who will go straight into the finals and who will have to wrestle in the playoff match to go into the finals. Our 3 finalists are, first, from South Africa, Steve Simpson. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, Jerry Lynn. And also hailing from Minnesota, the Lightning Kid. Referee Sean O'Brien has in his hand 3 coins. Each man will flip the coin on his signal. The odd man out gets a trip straight into the championship match. The other 2 men will have a playoff match to determine who will get to fight in the championship match. Sean O'Brien will call the toss of the coin.
Odd man gets the ball. Flip.
Tails.
Head.
We're going to have to do a retoss here because the only way that's fair is if we retoss it. It must be on the hand and must not move. So, gentlemen, please keep them steady until we get the proper placement on the hand.
Hands out. Head.
Tail.
Tail. Head. Tail. These 2 will meet.
The playoff match between Steve Simpson and the Lightning Kid when we return.
It's time to find out who the light heavyweight champion will be. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Bettesino here in the newsroom backstage at the Global Dome. And that's right, on today's program, we will find out who the light heavyweight champion is, including a special interview. This man will be recognized worldwide as the finest athlete under 237 pounds. It will be one of the most important titles in wrestling. Now, we also want to talk to you about the LPWA. The Ladies Professional Wrestling Association announced this week a very special pay-per-view coming this fall. It's called the Super Ladies Showdown, and it will be available on a pay-per-view basis. Now, it will feature a world title match, a world tag team title match. But some of the most exciting news is it has been signed that there will be some mixed tag team matches featuring some of the top men from the GWF and the top ladies from the LPWA, and you know that that is going to be exciting. Also, we want to talk to you right now about the GWF Tag Team Tournament. It starts very soon. Lots of new teams coming to the GWF. One of them is Wet and Wild. They are from the beaches of California. They are Steve Ray and Sonny Beach, and I'm expecting big things from Wet and Wild. The Renegade Warriors are also coming in for this tournament. They tell me that they think it's time that an Indian team became World Tag Team Champions. We'll find out. This is their chance. We'll also see the team of Deaton and Black. We will also, of course, see the Royal Family and more. Well, SummerSlam is getting closer and closer, and the big day for Miss Elizabeth and Randy Savage. Now, the question is, will the wedding take place? There are rumors that Randy Savage is getting cold feet, but my sources say no. He is more ready than ever. However, I am worried. Will someone try to stop the wedding? Only time and SummerSlam will tell. Don't forget, the tag team tournament starts right here in the GWF very soon. You'll be seeing it right here on television. The top tag teams in the world will vie to see who will be the global tag team champion. Till next time, everybody, from the newsroom, I'm Joe Pedicino.
In the Global Dome, Bonnie Blackstone here with one of our great GWF participants here tonight. You're in the Global Dome, and I know that you came in hopes of seeing Norman, but Norman has gone through such an attitude change recently. He's proclaiming himself the great one, Mukka Singh. I know that you had a question that you wanted to ask this Mukka Singh. What is that?
I want to know about the cartel and the boss.
All right, the cartel and the boss. What is this cartel, and I guess who is this boss? Later in this edition, I will be with Mukka Singh and ask him James questions.
Brash, arrogant, and confident at that. The Lightning Kid attacks Simpson right off the bat.
And this is too important here for either one of these men to worry about technique, style, a game plan. They just want to win. The winner will face Jerry Lynn for the light heavyweight title in Global Wrestling Federation.
And it was almost Steve Simpson giving the berth there. Jerry Lynn winning the coin toss, being the odd man out, thus going straight to the championship match. Simpson with a combination suplex, body slam, almost gets the count of 3 on the Lightning Kid.
Oh, the Lightning Kid, a true light heavyweight, coming in probably can be more than 200 pounds, if that much. Steve Simpson, just a little bit heavier, but not much. Steve Simpson, but has the experience on the Lightning Kid, Craig. He has been wrestling light heavyweight division matches for his whole career. Lightning Kid, his career, not quite as long as Steve Simpson.
The Lightning Kid feeling the punishment courtesy of Steve Simpson, now really tugging on that arm and the shoulder. Simpson continues the pressure. Steve Simpson's road to the finals included wins over Mike Davis, exotic Adrian Street, who was unable to continue the match, and Mike Stetson in round number 1.
The Lightning Kid has had an equally tough road to hoe as he enters the finals. He has victories over the Handsome Stranger, over Chaz, and over Bubba Fangman in the opening round.
Rolling is the Lightning Kid. I've heard of Rolling Thunder, but never Rolling Lightning.
That's the old Kiwi roll there, Craig.
Made famous by one of your favorites,
Abe Jacobs. Back in the late 1960s, I realize probably not many people out there have ever heard of him, but that move has been around for a long time. Good classic wrestling move by Steve Simpson.
Was he one of the Kangaroos?
I didn't delve into his personal life.
Oh, all right. I'm dating myself there. Steve Simpson with the front face lock now on the Lightning Kid. The Lightning Kid, well-versed in not only wrestling, but is a 3-year black belt of Taekwondo, Judo, and Sambo, which is a form of submission wrestling. And right now, in a pinning predicament, is the Lightning Kid, who may want to submit by the end of this one if Steve Simpson keeps doling out the punishment like he has.
Well, the crowd firmly behind Steve Simpson as you hear the Go Steve Go chant from the crowd here at the Global Dome.
Double arm underhook suplex. Count of 1.5 as the Lightning Kid slithers out. The Lightning Kid claims to be part of the new wave of wrestling. The Lightning Kid A lot of places you'd call that a rabbit punch, but the forearm made it legal.
And look at the Lightning Kid's expression. You can tell he is not used to having someone the caliber of Steve Simpson take him to the limits here, as Simpson has in this final match. This is what we call the playoff match. As Jerry Lynn drew the bye on the coin flip, Jerry Lynn will face the winner of this match for the Global Wrestling Federation Light Heavyweight Championship. And we've talked earlier, Craig, the light heavyweight title, a long storied history. Danny Hodge, Hiro Matsuda, just to name two of the more popular and certainly more talented light heavyweight champions of the past. One of these two men will wrestle Jerry Lynn to carry that torch.
Into the ropes goes the Lightning Kid, Steve Simpson, up with a monkey flip out. And the Lightning Kid says, oh my aching back. Wants a timeout, and maybe the kid wants to plead for some mercy.
No, come on.
And the kid rolls out.
Well, the kid has yet to mount an offense of any substance here in this match against Steve Simpson, the pride of South Africa. So I don't blame the kid for taking a little breather out there. There's a good look at this guy.
The Lightning Kid at 6'2", 201 pounds.
All of it arrogant. And don't be deceived, we've talked to several fans, Craig. All of them say, the Lightning Kid looks like a kid. He looks like he's about an 8th grader. Should be home before 10 o'clock, much less wrestling after it. Oh,
well, maybe
boy.
He's going to sleep like you told him to.
He's got a curfew to meet. I'm glad to see him living by Mama's rules. But the Lightning Kid is no slouch.
Well,
double tough.
He may get to slouch over a little bit after Steve Simpson tried to put him to bed there. Simpson sends the kid into the corner. Oh, lariat! Simpson coming in at full speed. The Lightning Kid catches him with a leg lariat.
The leg lariat is bad enough, but Simpson was running full force ahead right into the kid.
Picks him up and lays him down. The Lightning Kid signaling for something. He's going to go to a higher atmosphere. The Lightning Kid climbing the ropes. Goes up, flips it, touchdown. Nobody home in that region of the canvas. Steve Simpson may have said goodnight to this tournament if the Lightning Kid had been successful, but now it's Steve Simpson going to work on the back of the Lightning Kid.
Well, you saw the Lightning Kid full flip in the air, back first onto that mat, and Steve Simpson picked right up on it, started working on the small of the back, and then a suplex, really working on the back of the Lightning Kid. And now Steve Simpson goes up.
Steve Simpson looking for a date in the championship match to go against Jerry Lynn. He climbs to the top turnbuckle. He comes down, gets the cross body block, but the kid turns it over. He gets the pin, though. The Lightning Kid gets the win, but let's go back and see how he did it. Simpson going for the cross body block. The kid rolls him over, drops the tights, gets the pin, and Steve Simpson an upset individual. When we return, Joe Pedicino with Jerry Lynn, plus the answer to the fans' question after these messages.
Wrestling fans, we are down to the finals of the light heavyweight tournament. I am here with Jerry Lynn from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He will be going into the final match. He drew the bye thanks to that coin toss. And Jerry, I know that you're very excited to be here in the GWF.
It's great. I'm so excited, Joe. I'd just like to thank the GWF for having a light heavyweight division. There are a lot of wrestling organizations that don't have it.
All right. Now, you have a distinct honor, you might say, here in this tournament also.
Yeah, I had the honor of beating the only man in the light heavyweight tournament who was over the allotted weight.
Right. Randy Rhodes was not exactly 236 pounds, if you ask me. Now, in the final match, you'll be taking on the Lightning Kid, and I know that you know this man, and this ought to be a great match.
Yes, I've wrestled him quite a few times, and he is an excellent wrestler, and he's deceiving how he looks in the ring, but he is an excellent wrestler, and everyone's going to find out.
He does have to use some cheating tactics every once in a while, though, that I don't think he should have to, but we'll find out. The final match is coming up. It's the Lightning Kid against Jerry Lynn when we come back.
5'8", 205 pounds from Minneapolis, Minnesota. As far as experience is concerned, these two men, part of the new breed of professional wrestling, the quicker, the faster breed. Of course, that's what we expect to see in the light heavyweight championship, but you start seeing that all over professional wrestling.
Greg, we've talked all tournament long about this. That was the higher weight limit in the Global Wrestling Federation. It's up at 237 as a weight limit for the light heavyweights. But we look at these two men at 205 and 201. The extra weight that we allowed in the tournament did not make a difference when it came to who reached the final. That has everything to do with the light heavyweight style of match not corresponding well to the heavyweight style of match. The light heavyweights will always prevail in a light heavyweight tournament no matter what the weight limit.
Right now, Jerry Lynn with the early advantage on the Lightning Kid, who claims a pull of the hair from referee James Beard. Beard, an accomplished referee who has refereed over in Japan. As a matter of fact, recently returned from his 5th tour of Japan.
We talk about how impressive it is for wrestlers to go to Japan and learn from the Japanese masters over there. Referees also make tours of Japan if they are especially competent. James Beard is that. He went and toured Japan just here recently.
The Lightning Kid and Jerry Lynn involved in a series of chain wrestling moves there. Neither man able to gain the advantage. This the championship match in the light heavyweight tournament. The Lightning Kid dressed in red. Jerry Lynn in the short version of the trunks. Lightning Kid perhaps wanting to psych his opponent out, going for a test of strength. The test of strength lasted all of about 5 seconds, just about as long as Jerry Lynn's first round match against Randy Rhodes lasted.
We can look in the ring until you can just look at physiques and see, Craig, that Jerry Lynn has everything in the strength department over the Lightning Kid. The Lightning Kid, not a slouch. He's put together, got a physique on him, but Jerry Lynn much more developed in there than the Lightning Kid is.
Jerry Lynn using the same kind of hold as the Lightning Kid had used in an earlier round, with both legs over the chest. And now, working on the arm. The arm bar as the Kid with a kip up. Drop, take down with a leg, gets a side headlock of his own till it's reversed by Jerry Lynn.
We're going to see some very scientific moves in the ring here. The heavyweights tend to use more brawling tactics. The light heavyweights do use some more flying tactics than the heavyweights do. But these two men, as we've talked all tournament long, Craig, more akin to the mat work type action in the ring. Hammer locks, single leg takedowns, that sort of action. We're going to see a lot of amateur moves here, but amateur we don't mean it's not worthy of professional. We're talking about the classic catch-can style of wrestling.
Well, there's a classic move to escape improvised by the Lightning Kid, getting his foot on the rope, thus breaking the hold of Jerry Lynn. The Lightning Kid, as we mentioned, lithe and mean.
He certainly is. He's got an attitude on him that just won't quit.
That was a very tough kick right to the bridge of the nose. The Kid likes to use those as he does here. Series of 3 kicks, 4 kicks right to the side of the head. That time, Jerry Lynn had his wits about him, put it in a leg whip. Brings it down. The double. Scissors on the leg. Oh, my.
Great move by Jerry Lynn as Lightning Kid was really putting the boots to him. Jerry Lynn had presence of mind enough to grab that leg, do a, I don't know what you would call that, spun him around with a leg whip type maneuver, got him down on the mat, and that's where Jerry Lynn is going to win this match if he keeps it up.
Once again going to the ropes to break the hold, the Lightning Kid. The Lightning Kid, who had to go into the playoff match, defeated Steve Simpson in a match you saw earlier. Now going against Jerry Lynn for the championship. The collar and elbow tie-up. The Kid backs Lynn up into the ropes, breaks the eyes, now goes for the chops. Lynn says, hey, I can do that, and better too. The Kid and Lynn trading up.
Listen to the sound of those slaps you can hear all the way up here, Greg. Those chops to the chest. Both men, wow.
Spinning side suplex by the Lightning Kid.
As I was going to say, both men are going to be beat red in the chest area after those chops. Amazing.
The Lightning Kid climbs up to the top rope. But Lynn drop kicks him off the top rope, and the Kid gets tangled up and falls to the floor.
Right into the left of our cameraman. Great maneuver by Jerry Lynn as he saw the Lightning Kid going to the top, maybe attempting a coup de grace type move.
Jerry Lynn with a drop kick through the ropes at the Lightning Kid.
Jerry Lynn showing much diversity in how to apply the drop kick. Watch him.
Lynn up over the top and down on top of the Lightning Kid. We said we'd see the high flyers and the speed burners. And now the Lightning Kid with a move usually reserved for the ropes on the apron of the ring, trying to really put some pain on the neck of Jerry Lynn. The Lightning Kid throws Jerry Lynn onto the stage area. The Lightning Kid has Jerry Lynn at our interview set. He moves up. What is he going to do?
What's going to happen here, Craig? Lynn's on the outside of the ring, and Lightning Kid is going up top.
The Lightning Kid going to go sky high, goes up and catches Lynn on the stage. That has to be a good 15 feet. The Lightning Kid with incredible aerial moves.
Absolutely amazing. That's more dangerous for the Lightning Kid than it almost is for Jerry Lynn. But Lightning Kid somehow came out of that unscathed, and Jerry Lynn is now feeling the brunt of the attack of the Lightning Kid.
Now going to work on the arm is the Lightning Kid. I still can't get over that high-flying move.
Very dangerous maneuver there, and it had to hurt Kid some. He took a 15-foot flight, and we're talking about how far he flew. I'm talking about how far he fell. Unbelievable.
And now, the Mexican ceiling hold, used to perfection by the Lightning Kid. This puts pressure on almost every part of the body. This is a submission move, but somehow Jerry Lynn is able to escape.
Jerry Lynn shifted his weight just enough to force the Lightning Kid to release the pressure on the legs and allow Lynn to escape.
Lynn sent into the ropes. The Lightning Kid misses with a clothesline. Lynn! Oh, a spinning leg scissors!
Where did that come from? From way out of left field, Jerry Lynn, the head scissors, the spinning drop, and almost a pile driver type impact on the mat.
Jerry Lynn now with the advantage on the Lightning Kid, sends him into the ropes, hits him with a clothesline. Jerry Lynn with the title in his sight, but only a count of two.
The 2 count. Jerry Lynn oh so close to winning the Global Wrestling Federation light heavyweight title.
Lynn with a chop 2 times on the Kid. Now he goes after the Kid, but the Kid slingshots him off the top rope.
But both men are spent physically, Craig. The Lightning Kid, just a great move right there, lays Jerry Lynn out. But the Kid, winded, he's spent, taking it very slowly, doesn't have the stamina left, doing everything he can to put Jerry Lynn away.
The Lightning Kid once again goes to the higher elevations of the Global Dome. The Kid ready to pounce. Lynn is up, and the Lightning Kid takes down both the referee and Jerry Lynn. The Lightning Kid has the count for 3, 4, but James Beard has been knocked aside. The Lightning Kid going into the trunks, it looks like. He has something and just nails Jerry Lynn. Lynn is
Jerry
down.
Lynn dropped like a rock. Here's the count. No, no, no.
The Lightning Kid has done it. He's won the championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and Global Wrestling Federation Light Heavyweight Champion, the Lightning Kid!
We're going to talk to the Lightning Kid when we return. Fans, we welcome you back to the Global Dome. Let's take a look at the final moments of that match as the Lightning Kid, I'm sure he will deny it, but you see him going into the trunks, and there he gets the pinfall. James Beard comes over and counts the fall. Let's see if we can get the Lightning Kid over to have a few words with us. He's right now mouthing with the fans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the Global Wrestling Federation Light Heavyweight Champion, the Lightning Kid. I have to give you credit. You are an incredible aerial artist, but why do you have to use such tactics to win the championship?
What tactics are those? What tactics are you talking about? You don't need to give me any credit anyhow. Who are you? What do you know? I've forgotten more about wrestling than you ever know.
Lightning Kid, you certainly are a talented man in the ring, but we obviously saw you put your hands in your trunks, pull something out, and knock Jerry Lynn flat on his back.
Plain and simple, I adjusted my tights, you know. They're a little bit loose on me because I've been on a diet so I could get down to the right weight for the light heavyweight tournament, you know.
Well, there you, Greg, claiming that it was a loose tight that he had to adjust.
I would never lie. I'm a man of honor. I'm a man of integrity. I would never lie.
Well, as much integrity as the man has, you have to give him credit. He is the new Global Wrestling Federation Light Heavyweight Champion, the Lightning Kid. For Joe Pedicino, Bonnie Blackstone, and Scott Hudson, I'm Craig Johnson. We'll see you next time when we have the tag team tournament. But for right now, this man has the light heavyweight gold, as painted as it may be.